Hey everyone. Welcome to AfriHeart Stories, your go-to spot for African tales. Don't forget to like, subscribe and drop a comment. Now sit back and enjoy. The heat of the Lagos sun didn't stop the camera flashes. Billionaire tech mogul Ken Okoye adjusted his cufflinks as he stepped through the gates of St. Mary's Orphanage. This was just another PR appearance for his Future Dreams initiative. Smile, sir. The press is watching, Bimbo, his assistant, said with a smirk. Ken crouched to greet a group of children. His smile was habitual, until he saw her. A small girl stood at the back, barely 5 or 6. She clutched a worn bunny, her dark eyes wary. But it wasn't her face that froze Ken, it was what glinted on her wrist. A silver bracelet. No, not just any bracelet. A heart-shaped charm hung from it, engraved with, "Always yours, K." Ken's blood turned to ice. That bracelet had been made for Amaka. The woman he'd planned to marry, the woman who died 5 years ago. The bracelet was buried with her. He was sure of it. "What's your name?" he asked quietly. The girl hesitated. "Zuri." Ken backed away. "Event's over. Everyone out." "Sir?" Bimbo blinked. "Now." The media was escorted out. Ken marched into the orphanage director's office. "Sister Margaret," he said firmly. "I need to know where Zuri got that bracelet." Margaret raised a brow. It was on her when she was dropped off. No one ever claimed her. No family? No documents? She was left with a note and a few things. That bracelet wasn't listed. We assumed it was hers. Ken gripped the desk. That bracelet belonged to a dead woman. Someone I loved. Sister Margaret paled. We didn't know. I want access to every record. Every staff name. Everything from the year Zuri arrived. That may take time. You have 24 hours. Or I'll shut this place down." As Ken left, Bimbo whispered, "Sir, are you saying?" He nodded. "That girl is wearing Amaka's bracelet. And I don't believe in ghosts." Back in his office tower overlooking Victoria Island, Ken stared at the city below but saw only Zuri's face, and the bracelet. "Run a background on St. Mary's Orphanage," he said to Bimbo. "And pull all records on Zuri's intake year." Bimbo frowned. "That's around the time Amaka passed." "I know," Ken said quietly. He opened his laptop. For the first time in 5 years he searched Amaka's name. News articles, photos of the crash, and condolence messages flooded the screen. One headline caught his eye: "Body unidentifiable but bracelet confirms identity." Was that really enough to close a case? Later that night, Ken returned to the orphanage alone. The children were asleep. He found Zuri in the hallway, peeking through a window. "Hi," he said gently. "Can I sit?" She nodded cautiously. "That bracelet," he said, "it's very special." She touched it protectively. "My mama gave it to me." His heart skipped. "Do you remember her?" "Not her face," Zuri whispered. "But I hear her sing in my dreams. And she had a mark under her eye." Ken's breath caught. Amaka had a scar beneath her left eye. A small one from childhood. "Do you remember her name?" Zuri shook her head. Sister Margaret interrupted them. "She doesn't talk to many people." "You're lucky." Ken turned. "Where's the woman who found her?" "Sister Tina. She retired years ago. We lost contact." "Find her," Ken said. "And find that envelope she came with." "She said she lost it." Ken's jaw tightened. "Then I'll find it myself." 5 years ago. Rain lashed at the windshield as Ken waited in the car, glancing at his phone. Amaka was 10 minutes late. His heart pounded with excitement and fear. They were finally escaping, leaving behind her controlling family, the threats, the drama. Just freedom. Then his phone rang. An unknown number. "Is this Mr. Okoye?" "Yes." "There's been an accident. A car, registered to Amaka Adelik. It went off 3rd Mainland Bridge." Ken's chest collapsed. At the morgue, the smell of bleach and death crushed his senses. A charred body lay under a sheet. The only item not destroyed was a silver bracelet. "Amaka's?" the coroner asked. Ken nodded, tears falling. "That's hers." Her mother, icy as ever, refused a DNA test. "She's gone," she said. "Let her rest." Ken didn't fight it. He was broken. He buried the bracelet with the casket. With her. Or so he thought. Now, staring at the photo of Zuri, everything was unraveling. Could he have been wrong? "Her name was Sister Tina," Bala said, sipping bitter coffee across Ken's desk. The private investigator wore a threadbare suit and a reputation for digging up impossible things. "She left Lagos 2 years ago. No records of where she went. I'll find her. Keen nodded. Start today. Spare no cost. Meanwhile, Bimbo examined the orphanage's scanned files. Odd thing, Zuri's intake form is scanned but the physical file is missing. The page listing personal belongings? Gone. Convenient, Keen muttered. By evening, Bala reported a lead. A retired nun fitting Tina's description was spotted in Benin. Old shelter. I'll go. The next morning, Keen stared at a framed photo of Amaka on his shelf. Was she alive this whole time? Did she leave him willingly, or was she forced to? His phone buzzed. Boss, Bala said, you'll want to hear this. Keen flew to Benin that night. Sister Tina, now gray-haired and frail, lived in a modest church-run hospice. When she saw Zuri's photo, her eyes welled. Yes, that's the baby. Where did she come from? Keen pressed. She was handed to me by a young woman. Bruised. Terrified. She never gave her name. Describe her. She had a scar under her left eye. She kept whispering, if he finds her, he'll kill us both. I didn't ask questions. She gave you the bracelet? She tied it around the baby's wrist before she left. I didn't know it was valuable. She just said, he'll know it's her. Keen sat in stunned silence. Why didn't you report it? She begged me not to. Said the baby's life depended on it. Keen stood slowly. His voice cracked. That woman was Amaka. Tina looked down. Then she's still running. From something, or someone. Keen couldn't breathe. He sat alone in the car outside Sister Tina's hospice, gripping the steering wheel. If he finds her, he'll kill us both. The words echoed like gunshots in his mind. Why hadn't Amaka come to him? Who was she running from? His phone rang. Sir, Bala said, I've been digging. Found something odd. I'm listening. The week Amaka died, her brother Toby cleared all his debts. He owed a Lego syndicate, a bad one. Suddenly everything was paid. Cling. Silent. Keen clenched his jaw. You think he sold her out? I think he helped her disappear. Or someone helped him make her disappear. Bala paused. Sir, there's something else. Toby moved abroad 6 months after the crash. Big house. Fancy life. No traceable business. Keen slammed the dashboard. Find him. I want eyes on that man. Later that night, he pulled up the only photo he had of Amaka's scar, the one taken at a birthday party years ago. He zoomed in, aligning it with the memory Zuri described. Same placement. Same curve. It wasn't a coincidence. The next day, Keen returned to the orphanage. Zuri was playing with other kids, but as soon as she saw him, she ran to hide behind a tree. He knelt beside her carefully. Do you remember what your mama used to sing? Zuri tilted her head. A lullaby. But not English. Keen nodded. Yoruba? She sang a soft tune under her breath. Keen froze. It was Amaka's lullaby. One only they knew. The very song she used to hum after long days. Tears pricked his eyes. I think I knew your mama, he said softly. And I think she loved you very much. Zuri looked up. Do you think she'll come back for me? Keen exhaled shakily. I'm going to find her. It had been 5 years since he'd stepped foot in the Adelik estate. The mansion stood cold and immaculate, just like Amaka's mother. Mrs. Adelik opened the door herself. Her face was taut with age and denial. Keen, she said stiffly. I didn't expect to see you again. I need answers. She narrowed her eyes. Still grieving? Keen handed her a photo of Zuri. Who is this child? Mrs. Adelik's hand trembled. She sat down without speaking. She's wearing the bracelet. The bracelet. The one we buried with Amaka. Only you and I knew about that. Mrs. Adelik said nothing. Did she survive? Silence. Keen pressed harder. Did she run? Was she pregnant? Her eyes welled up. She came to me the night before the wedding. She was hysterical. She said someone tried to run her off the road earlier that day. She was scared, shaking. Who? She didn't say. But she believed your life was in danger too. Keen stepped back, stunned. She asked me to help her disappear. I couldn't say no. I paid a man to fake the crash. She wore a decoy wig. The bracelet was the only real thing in that car. And then? I lost contact a few months later. She stopped writing. You never told me? I thought it was best you moved on. You buried your daughter's truth. Mrs. Adelik looked away, ashamed. I buried her pain. Keen's voice cracked. I buried her. Toby Adelik. Former playboy. Amaka's older brother. now mysteriously wealthy in Cape Town. Bala arranged a video call. Keen, Toby said with a stiff smile. Long time. I found Zuri. The screen froze. Toby's eyes twitched. Zuri? She's Amaka's daughter. My daughter. Toby tried to laugh it off. You're mistaken. I spoke to your mother. And the bracelet, don't play dumb. I know you paid off your debts right after she disappeared. Toby's expression turned cold. You don't know what you're getting into. Keen's voice hardened. Did you sell your sister to save yourself? No. Toby's voice cracked. I didn't know she was pregnant. Keen leaned in. But you knew she was trying to escape. And you let her believe her life, and mine, was in danger. She was always dramatic. You helped fake her death. Toby sighed. She wanted out. I just helped her leave. She said it was safer that way. Who was after her? Toby paused. You don't want to go down that road, Keen? I already did. Toby ended the call. Bala called minutes later. Sir, I traced a name, Chief Otunba. He once tried to buy your company. Got rejected. He's got ties to the syndicate Toby used. Keen whispered, You think he was behind the threats? I'm sure of it. Keen sat in silence. Someone tried to end Amaka. Now he was going to end them. Keen paced the clinic hallway as Zuri sat inside, coloring a butterfly on a clipboard. The DNA swab was quick, just a swipe inside her cheek, but the implications were life-changing. He'd called in a favor. Results would arrive in 48 hours. Outside the clinic, Zuri tugged on his sleeve. Can I draw on your iPad? He handed it over. Only if you promise not to hack it. She giggled. Over the next 2 days, Keen took her to art classes, a quiet zoo and a hidden bakery in Lekki. No press. No cameras. Just time. She looks just like her, Bimbo whispered, watching them from a distance. You're already sure, aren't you? Keen nodded. I just want confirmation. That night, a shadow loomed, an anonymous call to the orphanage. Keep that girl away from him, or we'll burn it down. Keen doubled security. Bala was on high alert. Finally, the lab technician called. Mr. Okoye? We've confirmed, the child is yours. 99.98% match. Keen sat in his car, frozen. His heart thudded. A single tear rolled down his cheek. Zuri was his daughter. Keen watched Zuri sleep on his office couch, her tiny chest rising and falling peacefully. She'd curled up in his jacket like it was a blanket. He stared at her wrist, the bracelet glinting under soft light. His child. His blood. All this time. He thought of Amaka, of the promises they made under moonlight, the life they dreamed of, the names they'd whispered for their future children. I named her Zuri because it means beautiful, Amaka once told him. Now Zuri stirred. Daddy? The word broke something open inside him. I'm here, he whispered. She crawled into his lap. Will you leave too? Keen choked back tears. Never. Bimbo knocked gently. Sir, the press got wind. There's chatter online. Something about Okoye's secret child. It's spreading. Contain it. But if it comes out, let it. You sure? Keen nodded. She's not a secret. She's my daughter. Amaka was spotted in Owerri 2 years ago, Bala reported, placing a worn file on Keen's desk. She was working at a shelter for women under the name Ada Obi. Keen snatched the photo. It was grainy but unmistakable, those eyes that scar under her left eye. Amaka. She left a few months later. Vanished, Bala said. Why? She said she was being watched. Told the staff she feared the man with the cane. Keen's brows drew together. The cane? The shelter director had written a note. She limped badly. Said she once escaped death. Feared he'd return. Any records of where she went? Bala shook his head. Only that she asked about safe routes to Calabar. Keen leaned back. She's still running. She's protecting Zuri. She might not even know you're looking, Bala added. Keen nodded slowly. Then we make her hear us. In a dim office, Bala projected an image of Chief Otunba onto the wall. White beard. Custom suits. Cane with a silver eagle head. Otunba tried to buy your company 3 months before Amaka vanished. You rejected him, Bala said. I remember. He threatened to make me regret it. Well, he tried. He has deep ties with the Lagos underground, same people Toby cleared debts with. He's the Cane Man. He may have orchestrated the crash. Keen's eyes burned. And he's walking free? For now. But he made one mistake, Bala said, dropping a folder. He used a shell company to send hush payments to a hospital where Amaka gave birth. Keen's hands trembled. He knew she was alive? Or wanted to keep her hidden? Find everything. I want him exposed. Bimbo entered, eyes wide. Sir. The orphanage just got another threat. Keen stood. Let's move Zuri. And bring her mother home. Late that night, Bimbo handed Keen a decrypted email she'd recovered from Amaka's old Gmail account, buried under years of spam. It was never opened. Subject, if you ever need to find me. Inside, a set of GPS coordinates. Ibadan outskirts. Keen and Bala drove through winding bush paths, eventually reaching a secluded villa, abandoned but intact. Inside were half-packed bags, faded clothes, and a child's broken toy. She was here, Bala said. Recently. In the bedroom, Keen found a Polaroid stuck to the mirror. Amaka and a toddler, Zuri. The caption read, "We're surviving. That's enough for now." Keen held it to his chest. Bala found a journal under the bed. Pages spoke of fear, moving constantly, people watching her. But one entry stood out. If I disappear again, I'll go to Sister Hope's clinic near the coast. Where's that? Keen asked. Somewhere in Cross River. Near Calabar. Keen nodded. We head there. Now. Despite efforts to stay quiet, the press exploded with headlines. Kanye Okoye has a secret child? Mystery girl tied to Amaka Adalik? Paparazzi flooded St. Mary's. Zuri was overwhelmed. Keen had her moved to a private safe house, guarded 24/7. He filed for full custody, but the court needed proof that Amaka was dead. We have DNA. We have threats. That should be enough, Keen argued. The law needs a death certificate or consent from the mother, the judge responded. But she's not, Keen paused. Not dead. Then bring her to court. Outside, the media twisted the story. They painted Zuri as an illegitimate child and Keen as hiding scandal. Rumors swirled. Sponsors pulled back. The board panicked. Should we deny the story? Bimbo asked. Keen shook his head. No. I'll protect my daughter. Even if the world turns against me. Sister Hope's clinic sat nestled in the palm-lined coast of Calabar. It was quiet, serene, like it belonged in a different world. A soft-spoken nurse named Maria looked through the patient logs. When she saw Amaka's photo, she gasped. She was here. 2 weeks ago. Where did she go? Keen asked. She asked about transport options. Cheap, safe buses out of town. She limped. Said she needed to disappear again. She paid in cash. Did she leave a name? Maria nodded. She used Ada Obi. But when she spoke to one of our kids, she called herself Amaka. Keen's knees nearly gave out. Is she alive? Yes. But terrified. She was crying when she left. Bala scanned the road logs. There's only one bus that runs from here eastbound, toward the coastal shelters. Keen pressed Maria's hand. Please. If you hear anything, tell her. Tell her Zuri's safe. And I still love her. The church-run shelter by the sea was tucked behind rustling palms and whitewashed walls. A nun led Keen through a quiet courtyard. We think she's here, Bala whispered. The name matched. Checked in yesterday. Keen's heart thudded like a war drum. Inside, a nurse pointed down a hallway. Room 4. He approached slowly. The door was slightly ajar. She sat on the bed, back turned, her hair longer, body thinner, but unmistakably her. Even before she turned, he knew. Amaka, he said, voice hoarse. She froze. Slowly, she turned to face him. Her eyes widened. Her hand flew to her mouth. Keen? He stepped in, eyes filled with tears. It's really you. I thought you hated me. That you moved on. He walked to her, dropped to his knees. You were gone. They said you were dead. But I never stopped loving you. She trembled. Is Zuri safe? He nodded. She's beautiful. Strong. Just like you. Amaka burst into sobs. He pulled her into his arms, holding her like he'd never let go. Behind him, a little gasp. Mommy? Zuri stood in the doorway. Amaka broke. She ran and scooped her daughter up, crying uncontrollably. My baby. My sweet baby. Zuri hugged her tight. I knew your voice. And for the first time in years, Keen, Amaka, and Zuri were together, as a family. They sat beneath the swaying palms, the ocean breeze soft and salty. I need to know, Keen said gently, why you left. Why you didn't tell me. Amaka sighed, holding Zuri close. That night, I was coming to you. I saw headlights behind me. I was being followed. The syndicate? She nodded. I'd overheard Toby arguing on the phone. He was in trouble and they wanted leverage. Me. You. Her voice trembled. I crashed the car on purpose. A wig, a body double, a plan my mother paid for. It was supposed to be temporary. But then I found out I was pregnant. Why didn't you come back? Because people kept watching me. I moved from shelter to shelter. I thought, maybe you blamed me. Keen wiped her tears. I would have protected you. I know that now. She turned to Zuri. I left you with Sister Tina when it got too dangerous. Every day broke me. But I couldn't risk your life. Keen pulled them both into a hug. You never have to run again. Back in Lagos, the storm was just beginning. Armed with Amaka's testimony, Bala presented a detailed report to the authorities. Threats, money trails, birth records, and Otumba's link to the syndicate. Within days, Otumba was arrested on charges ranging from extortion to organized crime. Toby was extradited from South Africa and detained at the airport. News channels erupted with breaking updates. Okoye exposes syndicate. Amaka Adalik found alive. Zuri reunited with biological parents. Keen addressed the media holding Amaka's hand. This is about justice. For Amaka. For Zuri. For every woman forced to live in fear. He legally claimed Zuri, and Amaka's name was cleared in court. Charges against her for falsifying death records were dropped. That night, Keen stood on the balcony with Amaka. It's over, he said. She smiled. Now it can finally begin. Their new home sat nestled in a quiet part of Lekki, a guarded compound with space to breathe, run, and heal. Zuri had her own room, pink curtains, art walls, and a garden of sunflowers. Amaka finally smiled again. Freely. One evening, Keen knelt in the backyard holding out a velvet box. Amaka gasped. Inside, a new bracelet, and a ring. Marry me. Again. This time with our daughter watching. Zuri squealed. Say yes, mommy. Tears welled in Amaka's eyes. Yes. 1,000 times yes. The orphanage staff, shelter volunteers, and friends gathered a week later to celebrate Zuri's adoption. It wasn't just a legal event, it was a symbol of healing. The media dubbed it, the bracelet that rebuilt a family. And for the first time in years, Keen felt whole. They returned to the beach where Keen had first whispered forever. Zuri ran ahead, her laughter mixing with crashing waves. Amaka stood beside Keen holding out the bracelet. This started it all. He took her hand. You kept it safe. She shook her head. Zuri did. Zuri jogged over, sand clinging to her feet. Can I give it back to mommy now? Keen smiled. It's yours to keep. Amaka opened her palm. You gave me this when you thought we had forever. He slipped the bracelet onto her wrist. Let's make forever now. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the three of them walked down the shoreline, hand in hand. No more running. No more fear. Just love, truth, and one silver bracelet that never stopped shining. Liked it? Thumbs up, subscribe, and join the AfriHeart fam. Your support fuels our stories. Until next time.